it's your girl Segen Misghina and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as you can tell in the title, I'm going to be talking about drugstore foundations. So I did a video on drugstore concealers, so I thought it was only right to do a video on drugstore foundations. So here are my top 5 foundations you can find at the drugstore. But before we begin, if you guys want to know how I did this makeup look, all you have to do is go over to my Instagram page. I did a mini makeup tutorial. Go check that out, go follow me on Instagram, and all of the information on what I use to achieve this makeup look, from my lipstick to my lashes to my brows, will all be on my Instagram. With that being said, let's get started with today's video. So if you have oily skin or you're just in the market to find like a super mattifying foundation, this is the foundation. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible foundation, and when I tell you it is mattifying, it is super duper mattifying. So much so I have to mix it with another foundation because it's just, for me, it does the mattifying look where it looks very matted out. You don't look dewy at all, but it's just sometimes a bit too much depending on how, you know, cold it is outside. But this foundation, every time I put it on, and I'm out and I sweat, there's no sweat or glisten that happens when I have this on a night out. So if you are a person that is looking for a mattifying foundation, the Infallible foundation by L'Oreal is the way to go. For your reference, I'm in the color 111 and it's called Soft Sable. All right, next is a new foundation, and it's by Maybelline, and it's the Dream Urban Cover. And what's really special about this foundation is it has SPF. It has an SPF of 50. So if you guys already know, during the summer, you guys already know, especially on my Instagram, that I always advocate for SPF, especially in your daily skincare regimen. So for me, during the winter, I still wear sunscreen. As you can tell, it's mid-October and the sun is still out. Even in the winter time, when it gets really snowy, that's when the sun is actually, I feel, at its brightest, because it's reflecting off of that white snow. It's just like bang, like laser on your face. So it's really important to have products that have SPF. I use this product a lot during the summertime because of its SPF benefits. I found that it's not as mattifying. It doesn't specify whether it's a mattifying foundation, so I don't believe it is, because it didn't give me like a mattifying finish. But I did find it a bit beneficial, especially when I was traveling and I was outdoors a lot, because it gave me full coverage. So just for your reference, if you guys are my skin complexion, I'm in the color 330. And when it comes to Maybelline foundations, I'm always 330 or caramel or toffee, or however they like to kind of name it. That's what I am. For your reference, it's 330 toffee caramel. All right, so the next foundation I'm actually wearing right now, and it's by NYX Cosmetics, and they launched this, I think this time last year, in fact, and it's the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and I'm in the color Nutmeg. So this is a full coverage matte foundation. It can also last up to 24 hours. I don't know who's out here putting on foundation and literally for 24 hours. I hope you guys don't sleep with your makeup on. That's kind of gross. So that is what I'm using right now. I'm in the color Nutmeg. So I found with this foundation, I don't necessarily reach for it all the time, but for a drugstore foundation, it's really good because it does give me that full coverage and it's matte, but it's not super mattifying. I feel like my makeup doesn't crease, and like you guys know, I like to smile a lot, so my laugh lines are pretty dominant on this side. I'm not really sure why, but it is. But I don't find that I have that experience with this foundation right now. I'll leave all the information of all these foundations in the description box below, so no need to worry. The prices may range depending on where you guys are. I know that in the States it's a bit cheaper, like everything compared to Canada, but anyway, I believe I bought this for about 15 bucks at the time. I could be, it's around like 12 or 15 dollars. No, I want to say 15 bucks. I find that this is a great foundation, especially if you're in the market for a full coverage matte foundation. So if you guys aren't new to my channel, you guys already know that this foundation was my go-to for a very long time, but especially last summer, I killed this foundation. As you guys can see, it is pretty much done. I believe this is my second bottle too. I was obsessed with this foundation, and it's again by Maybelline, and wow, everything is done and scratched up. Wow, this is crazy. So this is Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Longwear Foundation, and I was obsessed with this foundation. I thought it gave me the perfect finish. Every time I put it on, it was between this and the Fenty Beauty foundation that everybody was kind of just like, wait, what do you have on? Like, let us know, like what's the tea? With this particular foundation, I found that it was perfect in the sense that it gave me very high-end quality as far as foundations go, but still like drugstore pricing, because again, like it was compared to the Fenty Beauty. Every single time I put on the Fenty Beauty foundation or put this on, like I just kept getting comments from people about what foundation I was wearing every time I put this one and the Fenty Beauty on. So that's why this looks pretty well empty, and this is like my second bottle. So again, in the Maybelline foundation, I'm in the color 330, and that's Toffee Caramel again. So this is, I believe, 15 bucks. But I do get it on sale for when it goes to like $13. You know, trying to save $1 or $2. You know what I mean? Last but not least, this foundation is what pretty much introduced me to doing makeup tutorials and just playing around with makeup in general. And it is again by Maybelline, but it's the Fit Me Maybelline foundation. Again, I'm in the color 330. But what's really special about this foundation is it's so affordable. And for its price, it's like, it's amazing. Like I feel like the price could even go a little bit higher. I mean, don't get any ideas, but like, I feel like the price for the quality that you get could go a little bit higher. But the only thing is it doesn't have a pump, which is kind of like, oh, it's okay. Like I'll risk like $5 more extra because it doesn't have a pump. But this goes on sale quite often. The cheapest I've seen it go for is about $5.99, and that's Canadian dollars. So I can't even imagine how cheap it is in the States. Every time I get questions on foundation and just makeup in general on my Instagram stories, on my Instagram lives, I always recommend this foundation only because it's like, it's a great entry level when it comes to just makeup in general. If you are just starting out with makeup, because again, makeup can be very, very overwhelming, especially the options that you have and like the prices that are out there. It's just way too much. And you kind of don't want to walk into Sephora or to MAC and then just leave with a ton of product that you don't necessarily know how to use, but could have spent the fraction of the price at a drugstore, if you get what I mean. That's what I did. And that's pretty much my makeup story, to be honest. I kind of started off with going into the drugstore and being like, okay, let me test this out. Don't get me wrong, I was that girl at MAC that would reach out for a girl that looked like me, and it was just like, hey, do you mind helping me out? But then it just got really overwhelming, so I'd always go back to the drugstore and reaching for products there. I say all that to say, if you are in the market of just trying out a foundation but don't want to spend way too much money, this is the way to go. This foundation right over here is absolutely perfect. It also specifies at the bottom that it's for normal to oily skin. So I have normal skin, but I have normal to dry skin because sometimes it gets pretty dry in the wintertime, but also it gets pretty oily in the summertime. So I'm kind of all over the place, but there is another bottle that looks like this exactly, but I believe it's for a dewy finish for like dry skin. But that one is absolutely, like it's absolutely no good. Like, please don't reach out for that one. But specifically, get the one that says matte and poreless, and at the bottom it says normal to oily skin. I can blend it out with a brush, a beauty blender, and it's perfect. It doesn't give me a cakey look at all. And I feel a lot of people that watch my makeup videos in particular and ask me questions don't want like a cakey finish. They want more of that natural makeup look. Almost like they're not kind of wearing makeup, but they are. Anyway, this is the way to go. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. Go check it out. It's really, really good. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, click that bell icon. It would mean so much to me. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. Also, be sure to share this video with your family and friends. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.